As the host of Neutralize the Mama Trauma podcast, I am delighted to be able to bring you this podcast. My name is Wendy Lopez, and I would like to introduce myself to you. I specialize in helping people overcome their emotional blocks through different techniques, through emotional empowerment coaching and compassionate healing life facilitation. As a mom who has experienced narcissistic trauma, I help moms eradicate self-doubt in order to regain self-confidence to elevate their status both at home and at work. In our podcast, we discuss people's struggles, triumphs, and failures. We dive deeper into self-love, self-compassion, self-acceptance, and mindful, holistic tips. In every episode, I hope that you can take a golden nugget of advice and apply it to the journey of motherhood in order to raise your level of awareness. Welcome to Neutralize the Mama Trauma podcast, where you find healing and creative mental thought advice from experts on past pain and narcissistic experiences and trauma. My name is Wendy Lopez, and I am the creator of this podcast. I work with divorced women who have experienced past pain in their relationships and career due to narcissism, abuse, and emotional trauma. I specify with working with empathic women who are very loving but have been taking advantage of their love by either their partners, husbands, wives, friends, bosses, and go from the experience of scarcity and disbelief in themselves to embody abundance in their career and fulfillment in their life goals as a mother and a career. It is my pleasure to be with you today and talk to you a little bit about my story as we venture now in the next episodes forever out with a lot of content from other women that have encountered their own trauma, but how they have been able to overcome and become fulfilled in their business life as well as their mom life. And I found myself many years ago I'm going to say about 10 years ago, I found myself at a crossroads where I was no longer being fulfilled with my job, which was my career of 24 years. Prior to that occurring in my life, 10 years prior, so now 20 years back, I experienced my first divorce. And when you're going through a divorce, when you are going through something like a major life change, you feel like you're going through it alone, even though you might have friends, but everyone's experience is so individual. It's so unique that it just, doesn't give you the necessary tools that you may need to conquer whatever you're going through. And I just remember that I just felt, the advice of friends. Sometimes it's not the best and healthy advice because I went into situations where it just dug my problems even deeper. And what I mean by that is, we learn coping mechanisms. So I was starting to use alcohol. I had 2 little boys at the time. And from alcohol, it started, escalating to drugs and, sex and just being very reckless. And a lot of it was pain. I was very unhappy. I know I didn't have the backup or support of my own parents in the decision that I was making to have a divorce. However, I felt that it was very necessary for my health to move forward, and that meant becoming a single mom. So not only are you going through the trauma of a divorce, but now there is traumatic events living as a single mother. Society has a lot of labels on single mothers, a lot of views on single mothers, and there can be the judgment of society that you're not seen as a successful woman because you don't have a career with a husband along with a family. It just looks a little different for you. And it was different for me. It wasn't ideal for my parents. They didn't, we came from a very religious background. They really didn't believe in divorce. But in my case, I couldn't see myself sacrificing my years for a belief system that has been created from their culture and from religion. And the reason why I was able to move forward was because I was able to find resources where, through books, self-help books. I was able to find resources through classes. And this was more in a spiritual development. But sometimes you're not destined to have this, fairy tale marriage. Sometimes you are not destined to have a fairy tale life. There is pain involved. There is hard lessons to be learned. There is hardship. There is a lot of self conflict within your thoughts, within your mind, within your feelings, as if, are you even good enough? As a mother, were you even good enough as a wife? So a lot of the pressures that we have creates a lot of doubt of our capability of being a mother, of our capability to hold space for our children and for ourselves and for our family. How do you do all that? How do you live a life that is, considered sane and healthy? I mean, is it a front when you see like a perfect family, they have it all together and it looks like everything is just great? I mean, is that really true? Or is that person, that mother, able to really have it all together in the front, but she's really falling apart in the inside? So when I realized that, I looked like a person that had it together. I had a great career. I had the husband, I had the kids. We lived in a very nice city. Um, we looked like we had it all. But yet there was something that I felt was missing. And that was making me very unhappy, spiraling into depression, spiraling into my self-worth. Is if how do I feel so unfulfilled, so unhappy? So my coping mechanism was drugs. And it all changed one day when I almost had an overdose on meth, and I had the worst side effects for 6 months from that drug. I had to see, my doctor. I had to have my heart monitored, and I felt so ashamed. I developed so much guilt around my reckless decisions that I developed anxiety. So I was tired of living with this anxiety. I just knew that medication wasn't the route that I wanted to take. I just knew there must be something more. So I was able to try hypnotherapy, and that was great, but I felt like there was something deeper. And I actually found it. I found a modality that someone used and that I use now, which works on a cellular and DNA level. And my anxiety was gone. After that experience, that my anxiety was gone, I said, I want to do this. I want to help other people. I want to help other people. And who those people are, I didn't know. I didn't know how I was going to do it. But I took my training, I got certified. I even got certified as an integrated behavioral health, which is where conventional therapy and holistic meet in the middle. So you can work with both. So I can, work with a conventional therapist and then they can see me and with the holistic part, if that's the case. However, with my clients, I was able to help them as well with their own addictions, with their own self doubts and fears as a mother. However, the journey of motherhood can be very messy, and I don't think anybody really talks about it. I don't think it's really exposed to what motherhood can do to you. And we live in a society where there's expectations of how we should mother. But my question to you is, how do you mother yourself when you were a child, you didn't have the nurturing and the nourishing of a mother because she didn't know how to nurture and mother herself. And then it goes to your ancestry. And so when this process started and I healed, because I'm going to say I healed because the anxiety was released from my body and it was healed. That means no longer there. And I'm back to wholeness. When that was healed, I said, what else can I do? If I had this improvement within my own body, what else can I do with my life? And I decided to pursue this. And so then I became a certified practitioner and I'm an instructor of this modality that works on a cellular and DNA level. So we're releasing all this attachment that are, it's like, there's a book called The Body, Your Body Keeps Score. And so working with the cells and the DNA, we're releasing everything that the body's keeping the score from. The other thing that helps is the subconscious. Our brain is a computer. It programs everything from your childhood, from when you were in the womb of your mother. Um, you know, when you are pregnant with a child, they say that you can read books to the child because it'll help um, their own ability to comprehend and be able to read. And it's so true. There is research on this. And so even in the womb, we are learning and we're sponges. And so we pick a lot of stuff up from being in the womb. So the program already starts when we're inside in the womb of our mother. So once I saw that I found this healing in my body, I wanted to see how I can further develop in being a better human. And I found it. And I found that along the way of being a better human, I was becoming a better mother, a better friend, a better sister, and sisters to the people from church that I was going at the time. I really was involved in service. You just become a better version of yourself. So when I decided that that's what I wanted to do, is to really work on this and how I can help, it was a journey. It was a journey of heartbreak. It was a journey of distress. It was a journey of despair. It was a journey of depression. It was a journey of lack of love. So by doing this work, I was able to fall into the journey of love, fall into the journey of abundance, fall into the journey of prosperity, fall into the journey of fulfillment. And when you start fulfilling those gaps and voids that we have in our life, and you start fulfilling your mind with goodness, with positive feelings, positive energy, positive thoughts, you're now operating at a higher level of beliefs. And those higher levels of beliefs allow you to excel more in areas of your home life, work life, career life, whatever goals that you have. It allows you to extend yourself to a higher degree of success. And so when I saw that, I was becoming more and more comfortable. And I just want to say that, life is ever evolving. So you never have it perfect. You never are perfect. And the goal is not to be perfect because we're humans. We're not meant to be perfect, but you can get close to it in a way where it is a healthy version of who you are. And that's where the healthier habits, the healthier thoughts, the healthier feelings. And guess what? When you have all those healthier thoughts and feelings, beliefs, you have a healthier body. And we really need this body as a mother to be able to be the vehicle, the push for ourselves, for life, and for our children. And so when I started seeing these changes, I started seeing how I was making a difference in my own inner circle, that I wanted to go ahead and now bring this out into the world. And I started my own business. So, from where I first started being stuck in my trauma of my divorce and making the choice that I needed something, a healthier habit versus, from drugs and from alcohol and sex. Sex we can use also as a coping mechanism to fill the voids of love. So, once I started seeing that all these voids and, gaps were starting to heal and close, I was able to realize that I have a gift. And if I have a gift, that means all of us women have gifts that the world can use to make it a better place. And as I realized that we can have these gifts also be given to our children. And if we're able to have our children experience our gifts, then we allow them to experience our journey as a mother on a deeper level of self-love. We're able to give them love. We're able to give them support. We're able to give them encouragement. We're able to give them words of wisdom from our hearts. We're able to guide them lovingly, nurturingly. And when you do that, we create a better, healthier generation of children. So that's when I saw that there was something more to what I was doing. And once I started realizing, I never thought I was going to be working with moms because I'm very career oriented. But I realized that as a mother myself, that's what I was looking for. I was looking for someone to be able to empower me, someone to be able to support and understand my journey, someone to be able to listen and use a technique of helping release these negative thoughts and feelings and converting them into a productive feeling and thoughts that was making me have shifts in my life in positive ways. So it's been a journey to be here. It's been a road to get here, but here I am now. And I just want to share with you that you too find yourself in your road. But just as I had a choice, you have a choice. So I welcome you to listen to the podcast, and we give tips and we give advice and practical tips that you can use on the daily basis. And just having you to really learn and grow through every single episode and take a golden nugget that you can apply in your life so you can explore what an amazing mother you are, what an amazing human you are, what an amazing effect you can have on your children, and your children be the mirror of your amazingness, and they can be a mirror to their children with their amazingness. So I love being linked in with mothers. I love being linked in through love and connection and community. And as I'm linked in to a higher space of love, I can bring this out into the world and share this with you. So it is my hope and it is my intention that this broadcast, called a podcast, brings insight, brings awareness, brings aha moments that inspire you to take action for yourself. There is more beyond the trauma. There is more beyond your current situation. There is more beyond what you see. But you are the only one that can take the next step, make the choice to take action. So it is my hope that you see through me being on this side that you too have infinite potential to discover within yourself as a mother, discover within your own children, and discover in the world who you are. And the journey that we're on is really remembering who we are. So I'm so grateful to be here. Thank you for listening, and thank you for being part of the family of Neutralize the Mama Trauma. I invite you to become a member of our free membership group that we have in the Facebook group. I will put the link in so you can join, and I give free trainings. I give free workshops, and I give you a platform where you can evolve at whatever stage you find yourself in. And there's different tiers of prices, from free to low tiers, middle tiers, high tiers, VIP tiers. However you find yourself that you want to personally lead yourself, I can provide tools for that, because that is exactly what I did for myself, except I didn't have anybody showing me the ropes, what it's like to be a leader as a mom. And first and foremost, I am a spiritual teacher to my children. And it is my blessing to be a spiritual teacher to you, so you can be a spiritual teacher to yourself and to your children. The essence of where we come from comes from a holy place that people call God, Source, the universe. It resides within you. You are a spark of God. And it is my mission to bring that spark of God into moms, so they can awaken the spark of God into their children. And this is how we create a better world of peace, of abundance, of joy, of cheer, of good health. But it starts with us. So I look forward to meeting you, listening to you in the comments. I look forward to meeting you in the Facebook group. I look forward to meeting you through email. Whatever platform that you find me in, I look forward in creating a connection with you and how I can help. So thank you, and I appreciate you, and may you be blessed with your light, your love, and may you receive the light of our higher and deeper well of source of our Creator. May you be infinitely blessed. See you on the next one. Thank you for taking the time to listen to Neutralize the Mama Trauma podcast. If you haven't already, please hit the like and subscribe button so you don't miss any new episodes. It would also mean the world to me if you're able to take a moment and rate and review my podcast on how it was helpful to you. Also, please connect with me on my social media platforms. Thank you so much, and I hope to see you in the next episode.